When mom or dad are released from the hospital, it often falls on you to handle their follow-up care at home. Wouldn't it be great if you were given information on how to do just that? Soon, hospitals may be required to give you a plan of care for you to implement, along with hands-on instruction. Linda Fegler is here to tell us about the Ohio Caregiving Act. Linda is a volunteer with AARP Ohio. Welcome to the show again.
Thank you so much, Lori. It's great to be here.
So this isn't a law yet?
Not yet. The Ohio legislature is currently studying the act and will vote on it soon. But when you consider the fact that the majority of Ohioans over 45 years of age want more information about their loved one when he or she is released from the hospital, it makes perfect sense.
It certainly does. So what would this law do?
Well, the Ohio Caregiving Act would require the hospital to record the name of the family caregiver in the medical record, notify the caregiver before the patient is discharged and transferred to another facility, and give the caregiver an explanation and live instructions of the medical tasks the caregiver will be providing free at home.
Oh, that's great. It's that needed communication.
It really is. It basically improves communication and the ability of family members to properly care for loved ones after they leave the hospital.
Okay, so even if you're a relative, though, that doesn't automatically give you the access to talk to the doctors and health facilities, right?
Right.
Would this act provide help with that as well?
Absolutely. As one of the steps, the patient would be asked to give written consent to disclose their medical record, medical information, to the caregiver in accordance with hospital policy or state, and the caregiver then would have his or her information, their name, address, email, phone number, recorded in their loved one's medical record for reference.
All right, that's fantastic. But it benefits the caregiver, it benefits the patient, it also benefits the state.
It does, which is very important to realize. Well, you know, because of the discharge plan and the instructions on care, the caregiver will feel more confident in giving that care, and as a result, it will be more effective care, which means the patient will be less likely to be readmitted to the hospital.
Which is a big problem, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And to give you an idea of what that means, besides less stress on the family, if we could reduce readmissions by just 1% over the course of 2 years, it would save Ohio $16 million.
Oh my gosh, so it is a huge problem. So we can create savings by not having those readmissions, but also there's savings created by family caregivers of their family patients.
That is right, Laura. You know, the truth is that the vast majority of older Americans really want to live independently at home. And most seniors who receive assistance at home rely exclusively on unpaid family members for help with a variety of duties, including bathing and dressing, medication monitoring, meal preparation, transportation, and so much more.
Everything, basically.
Everything, yes. And this unpaid care is valued at $17.5 billion in Ohio.
Wow. So this is saving a lot of money for those families and giving them a better basis for doing this.
Absolutely.
So this is great. And how do we make this happen? How do we make this into law?
Thank you so much for asking that. Let your senators and representatives know how you feel. Call them, write them, email them, send them an old-fashioned letter in the mail. They need to know that this bill is important to you so that they will cast their vote in favor of the bill.
And it is very important.
It is very important.
So sharing information and instructions with the family member who will be caring for their loved one after leaving the hospital is just common sense. But to make sure, we have to make sure that this Ohio Caregiving Act passes. So make sure you let your legislators know how you feel. They don't always understand these things. My thanks to Linda for caring enough to tell us about the Caregiving Act.
Thank you so much, Lori.
For more information, call AARP Ohio at 866-389-5653 or visit www.aarp.org/Ohio.